The Oval Office was the setting for a highly anticipated meeting on February 28, 2025. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy stood face-to-face with former U.S. President Donald Trump. The stated purpose was to discuss a proposed deal. This deal involved U.S. support for Ukraine in exchange for ownership stakes in Ukrainian rare earth minerals. However, the meeting quickly devolved into a very public and very bitter war of words. The meeting was supposed to be about finding common ground. Instead, it exposed the deep chasm that had formed between the two leaders. The world watched in disbelief as the fragile alliance between the United States and Ukraine teetered on the brink. The veneer of diplomacy crumbled rapidly. Trump, with his trademark bluntness, accused Zelenskyy of gambling with World War III. He claimed Zelenskyy was being ungrateful for the billions of dollars in aid the U.S. had provided. Trump's Vice President, Vance, added his own scathing remarks, accusing Zelenskyy of disrespect and antagonism. Zelenskyy, visibly shaken but resolute, attempted to defend his position. The room crackled with tension as the two leaders exchanged heated words, their voices rising in anger. What started as a diplomatic meeting had descended into a public spectacle of recrimination and blame. At the heart of the dispute was a proposed minerals for security deal. The U.S. sought ownership stakes in Ukraine's valuable rare earth mineral reserves. In return, Ukraine would receive continued U.S. support in its ongoing conflict with Russia. However, Zelenskyy balked at the agreement. Zelenskyy argued that the deal lacked sufficient security guarantees. He demanded ironclad assurances that the U.S. would defend Ukraine against any future Russian aggression. Given Russia's history of breaking agreements, Zelenskyy's demand was understandable, but appeared to further infuriate Trump. Zelenskyy, his voice laced with emotion, reminded everyone of the sacrifices the Ukrainian people had made. He spoke of the thousands of Ukrainian soldiers who had given their lives defending their homeland from Russian aggression. He argued that Ukraine needed more than just words. It needed concrete actions and unwavering commitment from its allies. He expressed regret over the public nature of the disagreement, but refused to apologize for prioritizing his nation's security. Zelenskyy's impassioned plea seemed to fall on deaf ears, as Trump appeared unmoved by the Ukrainian president's words. Section 5. Trump's rebuke, ingratitude and accusations. Trump, never one to back down from a fight, doubled down on his criticisms. He accused Zelenskyy of prolonging the war and of being unwilling to negotiate a peace settlement. In a stunning statement, Trump even went so far as to falsely claim that Ukraine had instigated the conflict with Russia. He accused Zelenskyy of biting the hand that feeds him, claiming that the Ukrainian president was ungrateful for the billions of dollars in aid the United States had provided. Trump's words sent shockwaves through the international community, signaling a dangerous shift in U.S. foreign policy. Section 6. Vance adds fuel to the fire. Adding fuel to the already raging fire, Vice President Vance further chastised Zelenskyy. He criticized the Ukrainian president for publicly raising concerns about discrepancies in past U.S. aid. Vance's comments, seen by many as needlessly provocative, deepened the rift between the two leaders. The meeting ended abruptly, with Zelenskyy departing early and canceling a planned press conference. The diplomatic fallout was immediate and severe, with many questioning the future of U.S.-Ukraine relations. Section 7. Diplomatic fallout and international reactions. The international community reacted with a mixture of shock and condemnation. European leaders, who had long supported Ukraine, expressed their continued solidarity with Zelenskyy. They condemned Trump's remarks and reaffirmed their commitment to Ukraine's sovereignty. Within the U.S., reactions were sharply divided along partisan lines. Trump's allies, including Secretary of State Marco Rubio, praised the former president's tough stance and called on Zelenskyy to apologize. Democrats, however, were highly critical of Trump and Vance, accusing them of undermining a key ally and emboldening Russia. Section 8. A glimmer of hope, peace talks in Saudi Arabia. Amidst the diplomatic wreckage, there was a glimmer of hope. U.S. officials, led by Secretary of State Rubio, initiated peace talks with Russian negotiators in Saudi Arabia. This marked the first in-person meeting between U.S. and Russian officials during the Trump administration, aimed at finding a negotiated settlement to the ongoing conflict. The outcome of these talks remained uncertain, but their very existence offered a faint hope for a diplomatic solution. The world watched and waited, hoping that dialogue might yet prevail where bluster and threats had failed. Section 9, a fractured relationship, an uncertain future. The Oval Office showdown left the U.S. Ukraine relationship severely strained. Zelenskyy, despite the public humiliation he endured, expressed confidence in salvaging the relationship. He emphasized the deep ties between the American and Ukrainian people and thanked the U.S. for its past support. Trump, however, remained defiant. He reiterated his claim that Zelenskyy doesn't win without U.S. support, and warned that Ukraine's future hinged on its willingness to appease Russia. As the world grappled with the fallout from the meeting, one thing was clear: the road ahead for U.S.-Ukraine relations was shrouded in uncertainty.